How can you see the higher self of someone who caused you trauma? Well, first of all, we're all one. My higher consciousness is the same higher consciousness that every criminal in this world has. We are all one. Yes, there is a barrier in here, but once you meet your higher consciousness, and that's why I gave you these meditations. Once you meet your higher consciousness and you come from the place of your higher consciousness and not of yourself, that's why this healing technique is so powerful, because it doesn't invite you as Numedia, it doesn't invite me as Carmen to look at the other person as the person who betrayed me. No, I'm not looking at him as Carmen. I'm looking at his higher consciousness as my higher consciousness. So my higher consciousness is talking to his higher consciousness, and my higher consciousness and his higher consciousness are one and the same consciousness. Because consciousness is one. There's no separation within consciousness. There is some kind of surrender to it, of course, but you have to do that. You have to let that go. You have to understand that these souls are coming into our lives as villains, not because they want to hurt us, because they want to awaken us. They are doing us a massive favor, right? Where are your meditations? So I posted them on YouTube. You will find them. My profile on YouTube is Carmen Badan. And one of my playlists on there, it's called, I believe it's called, oh, I think it's on the same playlist with Arcturian Healing, where I'm posting the videos for the book. If you go to my profile, you'll find them. And there are both meditations in there, the encounter with your inner child, because you want to do that too, and the encounter with your higher consciousness. My pleasure. All right, let me know if you guys, I know I missed a few questions before. Jules, love your content. Much love and prosperity to you. Same here, Jules. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Good morning. It's nighttime here. It's actually 12:24. Yeah, I know, Numidia. It's very hard, but it's possible. And that's the only way. And that is the truth. How can I fix insomnia? Well, I would say look at some of the things that may make it happen. In other words, some dietary changes, some implement some meditations, implement some maybe walking, like walking meditation you can do. Also, I'll give you a tip from my mother. My mother drinks warm milk with honey and cinnamon with a little bit of pepper at night. She puts cinnamon, pepper, turmeric, honey, and warm milk. She drinks a full glass every night before bed. She sleeps like a log. And ask yourself, where is it caused from? What's the, because sometimes insomnia is caused by anxiety, by certain thoughts that keep on coming in. Address those thoughts. Go to the root of those thoughts, and this is where Arcturian healing will help you with, because once you heal those thoughts, those traumas, there's nothing holding you asleep anymore, holding you awake anymore at night. Okay, I'm gonna go at the bottom of the page, and if I missed your questions, let me know. My ego doesn't want me to shine my light because it is afraid of being burned away. Thoughts. Everybody's ego is doing the exact same thing, Hannah. You're not the only one. Every one of us has gone through the exact same thing. Now, if you believe that the reason why you can't shine because you're afraid, it's not necessarily that the ego, there's a belief somewhere in your subconscious mind. In your subconscious mind, you basically some, it's locked in there. There's a little belief that says that if you shine your light, you're going to be burned away. You're going to get hurt. Something will happen, right? Identify that belief. You have to identify that belief. And you're going to identify that belief whenever you get a trigger, or simply through a meditation. And you just go in, when was the first time in my life that I ever was faced with this situation where I tried to shine my life, and somebody, my mother, my father, my caretaker, close friend, somebody in my circle, and that usually happened in your childhood, they said something or they did something to hurt you. That is the moment that you have to use the Arcturian healing on. See, because you use the Arcturian healing not just on the situations that happen on a daily basis. Because if you just do that, you haven't killed the root of that trauma. You have to go all the way down to childhood and find the trauma, and that's where you identify it, remove it, and replace it with the truth. The truth is that nobody will ever hurt you. Nobody can hurt you, and you are light. How can you not shine your light if you're light? Makes sense? I hope it makes sense. Oh, good. I'm glad it made sense. Okay, let me see. Great question. Yes. What is God? Is it eternal energy of life? Yes. It's an eternal. I don't know if anybody ever read the book The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace Wattles. I can never pronounce his name correctly. Wattles. The Science of Getting Rich. In his book, he speaks of, he never uses the term God. He never uses anything spirituality. It's a technical book and on how to bring things into manifestation in your life. And he calls this energy of life a living substance that permeates the inner and the outer spaces of the universe. It's basically everything and everywhere. This is God. There's no being. There's no, old man with a beard, sitting on a throne up in the sky, waiting for us to die and go, all right, let's see, we'll judge you. You did good, you did bad, you go into heaven, you go into hell. None of that. No, it's just an energy that is in absolutely everything, that is everything. There's nothing in this world that we can imagine and we cannot imagine that doesn't have God in it, that is not made of God. So that's it. Cinnamon, pepper, turmeric, and honey, moonlight magic. Yes, cinnamon, pepper, turmeric, and honey. And milk at night. Warm milk. Nice nighttime. How would my higher consciousness act? Isn't it weird to ours change the time zone but the minutes? I'm just sitting here in awe of you. Oh, finding bliss. Beloved, whatever you see in me, you only see it because it exists in you. It's a quantum universe. You wouldn't see it if it wouldn't exist in you. How can I fix? Okay, I gave you the insomnia. Love you. I love you too, Moonlight Magic. God, you guys, I'm so happy. Okay, I'm going to the bottom. If I missed you, put your question in again. What if you can completely remember well, if you cannot remember the root completely, then heal the moment. Like because sometimes you go, but how do I know what is bothering me? Well, look at your life. Do you get triggered every day? Do you go out there and somebody says something and you go, oh, I can't believe they said that? Well, guess what? They said that and it bothered you because there's something in your subconscious mind, subconscious being the right hemisphere of the brain. In your subconscious mind, there's something in there that says, you're not good enough. And you you've done many things. You're never going to compare it to others. You're always going to have to work harder to be like others. You're never going to have money. You never this and you never that. There's all kinds of little things stuck in there. So if you don't remember the person specifically who planted the seed, use the person that provoked you in the moment, you see, and you can still work on it. Do not stop the healing only because you cannot remember the exact root of the problem. God is all. The science of getting rich. Thank you, Moonlight Magic. I love it. It's a really good book. How do you identify the specific moment? Yes, through triggers. Like, and of course, like, for example, you go to sleep at night and you can't sleep. And why can't you sleep? Because there's a thought in there that just stirs at you and you go, oh, I should have said that. Why did I say that? Like you have this inner monologue that is typically argumentative, you may notice. Yeah, I had it all my life, you guys, and it only this was the last thing that I had to let go of my inner monologue, which was argumentative. I caution you, be very analytical of your inner monologue, because if you in your mind, you might not say it to others, but let's say you spill something on you, go, what a klutz. That's you judging yourself. That's you beating yourself up, you see? And when you do that, you immediately go, wait a minute, why am I acting this way? When was the first time I felt that way? Because you make yourself feel in a certain way. You make yourself feel stupid, dumb. You make yourself feel like you're not good enough. You really are not. And basically that stems from somewhere in the childhood when somebody made you feel that way. So ask yourself, when did that happen first? And that's how you identify the moment. Do you believe we are in the Matrix? Boy, what a question. I actually had I had some very, very cathartic few weeks. Actually, it happens right from the beginning of November, where I realized that not only the Matrix is the simulation that we live in, but I also realized that the Matrix is benevolent. That yes, the Matrix's job is to distract us left, right, and center, because it's the only way we can break through and show ourselves the power that we have. Because let me ask you this. If you ever ask God for courage, what is God going to give you? Send you a package with courage in it? Oh, there you go. I just got my courage. Wonderful. No. God is going to put you in a situation in which you're going to have to prove to yourself the courage that you've been asking for. And this is exactly what this Matrix is doing. Because without this Matrix, we could not possibly, we as divine beings that we are, we could not possibly express ourselves in the physical form. You see, physical form means I am expressing in physical form through this body, but I also exist simultaneously in an ethereal form, in a pure energy form field, right? It's just like water can be gas, can be liquid, can be solid. Same water can be in different states, right? Same with us, except for we are doing it simultaneously. We are being that same thing simultaneously, while we are all of us simultaneously. An infinity of us, I might add, not just the 8 billion people on this planet. I'm talking about, in addition to what we see on this planet or what has existed theoretically on this planet, there are an infinity of versions of each and every one of us existing right now in the multiverse. So realizing how many states we exist at the same time. So This is the matrix. Without it, we could not be feeling this life because we would be ethereal. Ashley, I'm glad you're happy with that. Good evening. What general advice would you give to a 19 years old? Ayla, I'll tell you what, there is a amazing young man right here. I shouldn't call him young man. I'm going to take that back because he's more of an angel than a man. Flo, if you can find him on the list, follow him and reach out to him. He's 20 years old and he's an enlightened being, and tell him I sent you. If he's not here anymore, in case he's not here anymore, reach out to him because you guys will speak the same language. What do I give you as a 19 years old? Love yourself, my dear. Love yourself. There's nothing more important than you loving yourself. That's all I have to say. I mean, you have not had a chance yet to let all your traumas take you down. You see, all of us, we had to fight for 50 years to pretend, to put masks on, to fight. You have the opportunity to not go through all this mess, and you're not going to go, because I'm going to tell you something, what's going on right now in the world. The entire collective is raising through osmosis, you guys. There's a few of us, I'm going to say, not just now, but it's been, I've been on this journey for 6 years. Very, very deep, very heavy, very painful, very profound. I don't wish it on anyone. Would I do it again? Oh, knowing what I know today, I know exactly what I would have to do. I wouldn't do it the same way. I wouldn't have to go through the same pain and suffering, you see. But so you have the opportunity through osmosis to really, you literally just hear something and it clicks and it clicks and it clicks, and you don't have to go through pain and suffering. Good, you guys followed each other, perfect. I would love to have that message when I was, I know, tell me about it, Moonlight Magic. One of the first things that I did when I realized that I wasn't loving myself, and this happened during an altered state of mind journey that I was doing, and I realized, wow, so many moments of my life that I didn't love myself. So what I did was I just sat in my bed and I said, and I started to recap all those moments. I wasn't in pain. It wasn't painful. It was just kind of a surrender, because it was like that realization brought me so much peace. Of course, after that, I went through healing all of those moments, but during that moment, I would just sit there and I would go, remembering things, and I would go, if I truly loved myself, I wouldn't have done that at that time with that guy, or I wouldn't have done that with that. Oh man, I just stir them all up and stir them all up, and I let them all go, and I let them all go. After each one of them, I would go, but now I love myself, but now I love myself, and I will never repeat those mistakes again. I will never repeat those mistakes again. Love yourself, put boundaries in your life, because the way people treat you, the way you teach them to treat you. Nobody disrespects you. Nobody causes you harm. It is you allowing them to do that to you. Always love yourself. Amen. Yes. Yeah. That's right, right? You're going through it now. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. I'll tell you, do you know how many people are going through this? It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Look at you guys. All right. I'm going back to the bottom. If I missed your question, write them up again. Amelia Harper, what do you do? What do I do? Is it me? You asking me what do I do? Oh, I just finished reading a couple of chapters from my book, Arcturian Healing, which, by the way, you are going to find It's already, I already started to post the videos on YouTube, so you can get it for free on YouTube. And what other than that, what do? I just enjoy life. I just love life. That's all. I adore you. I adore you. So let me plug my phone. Actually, I should plug my phones. My phones. I have two phones here. One that I work on, and I have another one right here with a little light, because I don't have very good lighting in my little bedroom. This is my little bedroom when I was growing up as a child, you guys. This is where I'm at. I'm in my little bed. It's not the same bed that I grew up in, but it's the same bedroom. And actually, oops, I want to turn it off. It's plugged, it's plugged. I think somewhere I can turn, I don't know how to do this. I was going to turn it around so I can show you the picture that I have right in front of my bed here. It's me when I was in kindergarten. Oh, what a cute girl. I'd love to see your book collection. Well, I actually have a collection here in Romania, but I have a very large collection in the United States, which I'm getting ready to let go of, but now I'm here, so they're living at home by themselves right now. Yeah, I've been reading ever since I was a kid. I was a avid reader. Like, I'm talking, I don't even remember a period of my life where there was like 2-3 weeks all together where I didn't read something. Sometimes, and even to the day, I have 5 to 7 books open at the same time, you know. So, and by the way, if you go through my profile, there is a playlist called books, and I recommend some books that are, thank you, Flo, appreciate you. Thank you for the gift. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. So there's some books in there that I recommend that are probably some of the most powerful books on the spiritual journey. Shadow work, just, you know, Christ consciousness, everything that you need for your own. You have open tabs. Hey, who doesn't? Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Running to that now. Good, Ashley. And if you have questions for me, go ahead and ask me. Just reach out to my messages and I'll be happy to answer. Anya, just put my name, Carmen Badan. You can just put it in, like, no dot in between, Carmen Badan, and you'll find me on YouTube. I think that if you go to my LinkedIn tree in my bio here, it will take you to my YouTube profile. There's a link there. Yeah. Thank you, Ashley. Yes. How do I deal with projection? Projection from your part or from somebody else's part? Projection is always like whenever you project your own, because you project your own pain and your own suffering and your own limitations on somebody else, your own fears on somebody else. That means there is somewhere a belief within yourself that, thank you, Flo, thank you for the flowers, thank you, from your part. That means the trauma is within you. That means there's something within you, whatever that may be, whether it's a fear or a limitation or an anger, something that whatever you sent out to somebody else, you ask yourself, where in my world am I doing that to myself? In other words, let's say you say that person is an asshole, you know, whatever, you're angry at them or something. Okay, stop. Ask yourself, they may be an asshole, but that's not why they're here to be an asshole. They're here to show you that you're the asshole. And you might not be, you might actually act with the rest of the world as the nicest person ever. Please don't take it as an offense. I've been the asshole in my life many, many times. Thank you, Moonlight Magic. Thank you for the puffs. That's so beautiful. So what happens is basically it doesn't mean that you're an asshole to somebody else. It means you're asshole to yourself. And in what way? In what way are you limiting yourself? In what way are you holding yourself down from being the most powerful being you can possibly be? You see what I mean? So there's different ways in which, oh my God, you guys are nuts with these gifts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so what I wanted to say too, go to my playlist called Shadow Work. You will find some really, really good videos in there, wisdom, where you can actually start looking within yourself to find out where are the things that are making you, maybe project your pain onto somebody else. Because they come to show you. They are a mirror of you. Oh, and yes, actually, I'm glad I said the word mirror, because there's another playlist I have where I explain very, very clearly what these mirrors are, because there are 7 kinds of mirrors. When we say the world is your mirror, it doesn't mean that the mirror is identical. You see, there's different ways, like the mirrors are twisted. You see, even the mirrors, there's all kinds of, you go through these carnivals or something where they have mirrors and you go inside. One makes you look skinny, one makes you look fat, one makes you look weird, one makes you look, you see, all of these mirrors show you different images of you. My God, Flo, thank you so much. You see, and all of these mirrors look differently. They make you look different. In other words, not exactly the way that person is. It may show you a distorted vision. And if you go to that playlist called Mirrors, there are a minimum of 8 videos, one of them where I explain all 7 of them, and then 7 of them where I explain each and every one of the 7, and you'll understand very well. I hope that makes sense, wisdom. Petra, thank you guys. Procrastinating is my biggest weakness. Can I tell you something, Moonlight Magic? I thought the same thing about myself. And you know what I decided? Nah, I simply like to do things in the last minute. I'm a lot more productive. I'm a lot more efficient. I'm a lot more effective. I just wait till the last minute, and guess what? I always get it done. Always. So don't worry about that. And by the way, just so you know, there's a little secret about procrastination. Whatever it is that you are avoiding to do might be the most important thing you should do in your life. So just look at that. Just look at that. That doesn't mean you have to judge yourself and say, oh, I'm procrastinating or whatever. And the problem with procrastination is that we also beat ourselves up because of procrastination. And remember what I said to you earlier about the inner monologue. That's the one we have to really curve in our life. We really, really have to watch the way we speak to ourselves within our inner monologue, which we are not always aware of, because we just kind of like, it doesn't matter, nobody can hear it. Guess what? The universe can, the field can, and the field delivers exactly what you say. I'm a klutz, I'm stupid, I'm not good, oh, I'm so lazy, oh, I'm this, oh, I'm that. Guess what? Whatever you say, that's your state, that's your frequency, that's what you receive in response to. Thank you, Flo. My goodness. All right, guys, I'm gonna go. I should need a mirror, not a pointer. Our emotions need a mirror, not a pointer. Exactly, yes. I went to the bottom of the page. So if I missed your question, please asking again. I'm procrastinating. Okay, so when I left for Romania this time, I bought a one-way ticket to Romania. And I had to clear up my house so I can turn it into an Airbnb, because that's what I did with my apartment. And I've done it in the summer as well. So, I kind of I knew what I needed to do. I wasn't doing it from scratch. But I promise you, I left my house because I drove from Naples to Miami, and I flew from Miami to Paris to Bucharest, and I left my house at 2:30 in the afternoon. I started packing and cleaning up and preparing everything. So I flew out on Thursday. I started packing on Wednesday afternoon. Talk about procrastination. And I had to take stuff to my storage, and I had to, just do a lot of things. Pack my baggage, the baggage that I was taking with me, what I was living in the storage. Oh my God. Yeah, so but I said, you know what? I never not finished what I planned on doing. All I had to do is to say, this is the plan, this is where I'm headed, and whenever it happens in divine order. I learned this right now. I mean, I totally, completely detached myself from the anxiety of traveling. Hello from Romania, Alma. Oh, you're in Romania? Alma Noble. Where are you in Romania? Hey, long time don't see, self-made. Yes, trauma related, it's emotional. Yeah, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. But we can eliminate that as well, you see. And what I realized for me, I always used to have anxiety when I traveled, because I remember when I worked on cruise ships, and when I met my ex-husband, he was an auctioneer, an art auctioneer on cruise ships. So we were really living, we had an apartment in Fort Lauderdale, and we would leave on a contract for 4 or 5 months or so. So when you pack to go on a contract on cruise ships, you really have to take everything necessary. And he needed to have suits and ties and belts and shoes, everything looking good, because he was an auctioneer, so he had to always look good. And who was the one packing everything from work stuff to clothing to everything? I was the one packing everything, right? I don't know why I signed up for that job. Don't ask me. That was my own codependency, but I did it. And I remember one time in the beginning, in the early stages of our relationship, I forgot to pack the belts. And he put up a big, he was so pissed off. And you know what I did? I realized that right now, before I was coming this time around, I was feeling this anxiety again, because I can tell you, this anxiety before packing, before going somewhere, it has followed me for almost 20 years. Even after I healed myself of all the childhood traumas, I still had this anxiety every time I packed. In fact, I had my best friend Virginia and my best friend Dama, who would come to me and say, okay, I'll help you. Virginia one time came to me, she goes, relax, sit down, I'll help you, I'll pack for you. And I'd be hyperventilating there, And then this time I said to myself, okay, honey, here, I invite you to learn to talk to yourself as if you were two people, like two people who love each other. And and this is how I did it. I'll tell you how I did it this time. So I said, okay, honey, talk to me. What's the problem? Like, why are you feeling anxious? And then I'm like, I don't know. It's because of this, because of that, because, that one time and I located the moment when I felt so embarrassed and so ashamed that I didn't pack the belts, because he was, all of a sudden, I was embarrassing him. How was he going to show up in front of his, fine art buyers without a belt on? You see? I mean, that was a predicament that I found myself in, and had no solution, because there was no store with belts on the ship, and there was no port that we can go in for like 2 days or something, because we were going on a sea day and all that stuff. So there was no way we can get a belt. Of course, we could have borrowed one or something, but the point is, the incident happened, and the traumatic event left a mark on me. So this time around, I said, okay, how do we fix this? And you can rewire absolutely everything in your life. I'm going to teach you how to do that. Whatever traumatic event you had in your life, Go into a meditative state, whether you're laying down or you're sitting, doesn't matter. I actually like to do it laying down when I go through these trances, because I get to relax a little better. So what I did was this: I went back in time exactly before the moment when he erupted, when he got mad, when I said, oh crap, I forgot the belts. This is where I went, in this moment where I said, I forgot the belts. And then he said, oh no, what am I gonna do? And guess what I did? I pulled in my imagination, I rewired the entire moment. So I recreated the scene in a different way, in a different outcome, because every time you do that, you basically tapping into another reality that exists in the multiverse, in the quantum field, you see, because all of the realities exist. But if you continue on that same reality where the trauma existed and the pain and the anxiety, I would have remained my entire life thinking that I'm anxious every time I travel, you see. But I wasn't going to stay with that. I'm not interested in having anxiety. I'm not a victim. I don't want to be a victim. I'm not interested in having anxiety attacks every time I travel, you know. I don't want to do that. I want to I want to be free of any unwanted emotions. And this was bugging me because I didn't know how to get rid of it. And then I said, okay, let's rewire it. So I went there, and guess what I did? I pulled a tie, a beautiful, colorful tie, because being an art auctioneer, we always went through museums, and every time we went to a museum, we always bought ties, like Picasso tie and Van Gogh tie and whatever, Chagall and all that stuff. So, and he had some beautiful Picasso ties. So I yanked a Picasso tie from the closet, and I kind of like ruffled it up like that, and I put it on his waist instead of a belt, and I kind of let it hang like that, and I took his tie off, so I let him kind of just be cool. Oh, and I got, because some of his ties also had, you know, because they were made of silk, and they had this beautiful little thing that you put in the pocket here. So here he is with a hanging tie that was looking beautiful and a little pocket thing. And he showed up in front of his audience, and everybody was like, oh my God, this is the art guy, and look at the art guy. So suddenly I said to him, okay, you're the art guy. I made a mistake, but let's go ahead and let me see if you have the balls to show up as, you know, as bold as you think you are, you know. And this is what I created in my own imagination. And guess what? My freaking anxiety went away. So let me know if I answer your question, Moonlight. Ashley, did you like that? So rewire everything, you guys, because when you rewire the past, you actually rewire the future. Because think about it. All of these paths are taking us in different directions, right? But if we stay on that path, let's say that my path of anxiety, it would have taken me staying with this anxiety, I can't do anxiety. No, I don't want to do anxiety. I'm not interested in it, right? So I just rewired it. Are we having somebody here who's making Feliz Navidad? Why would you recommend someone who is so drained from work? It's so busy and overwhelming. Rewire it. I mean, if you can't quit it and follow your heart, rewire it. I mean, it takes a little level of crazy. I'll tell you that much. And I live with this level of crazy, where you literally have to make up a story that the universe is conspiring in your favor, including your work, no matter what it is, whether it's draining or annoying or whatever, it's in your favor. And you will see that things will change. Instead of saying, oh, this is so tiring. Because think about it this way. Every morning you wake up and go, oh, I'll go back to work. It's tiring. It's this, it's that. What energy? What do you think you're going to bring with this energy? Same kind of stuff, same kind of tiredness. But if you wake up in the morning and you literally, like, you have to act it at first, and just say, you know what I'm going to do in this moment? I'm going to wake up this morning and I'm going to say, show me how amazing it can be. Show me how amazing it can be. Who are you talking to? You're talking to the divine presence within you that is guiding you constantly, you see? And just tell your divine presence, I know you can do this. Show me how amazing it can be. And slowly, you are recalibrating yourself to your highest frequency rather than staying in the victim frequency that, is not serving you. It's not serving you, right? The other thing I highly recommend is a practice of gratitude, especially whenever you go through a wave of tiredness or something. Just I call it a ramp up of gratitude. This is a practice that I came up with in a moment of deep, I don't know, frustration, anxiety, fear, years ago, where I just went, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I was hyperventilating for something, and I just went, okay, gratitude. That's the only thing that can get me out of this. Like I was panicking about something, and I'm like, okay, I'm grateful for my phone. I'm grateful for my bed. I'm grateful for my sheets. I'm grateful for my pillows. I'm grateful for my chair. I'm grateful for my light. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful. And you just ramp up with every, I'm grateful for the book. I'm grateful for the lip gloss. I'm grateful for the plug. I'm grateful for the paintings on the walls. I'm grateful for my drapes. I'm grateful for the door. I'm grateful for the heat. I'm grateful all the stuff that you can think of around, that you can see because you want to see. They're around you. They're right there in the at your fingertips. Whatever that is, whether you're in the car, whether you have a bottle of water, whether you're eating, it doesn't matter what it is. You're grateful for a pencil, for a rubber, for whatever you can think of, and ramp it up and just speak these words as quickly as you can. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful for this. And then you're going to do a sigh, and that's when you overcame this pain. But it works in many, many situations, in tiredness, in all kinds of, depression, anxiety, and all that stuff. Hi, Ilmaz. Good to see you. Gina, you are grateful. Yes. I'm grateful for my fingers. Yes. I remember my rebirth. I woke up every day like, oh my God, I have a chance for the best day of my life. Yes. Show me how amazing it can be. It is already here. Yes. Show me how amazing it can be. That's it. See you live, almost at full moon energy. Feels good. Is this the Scorpio full moon, Yilmaz? I think you're good at stuff like that, aren't you? I think it might be. It's like the Sophia. There's some Sophia. I actually had a Sophia activation on the 15th of November. I had a massive energetic shift within me. It's almost like I had a Kundalini awakening in 2021, and this was the Sophia awakening, which I never knew it existed, but I had this lightning bolt that went through my body in an altered state of consciousness, and I had some massive revelations, and ever since I haven't been the same anymore. I mean, you can see some of the videos that I posted after in fact, it all started to happen around my birthday. On the 10th of November, I stumbled upon a video that talked about mystics and occult, the difference between mystics and occult, and I started to dwell on it. I started to think about it, and I wasn't really dwelling on it. It was coming to me like I was in meditation, and it was just whoa, 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 whoa. And that's when I realized, wait a minute, absolutely everything that is outside of ourselves is matrix. And then later on, a few days later, I realized, wait a minute, the matrix is not evil, is benevolent. It's up to us how we interpret it, you see? So they happen for you. Yep. Flo. Yes, Flo and I are related. We have definitely we're spending time in lifetimes in ancient Egypt. I wanted to say, Donna, you said things do not happen to me, they happened for me to teach me a lesson. They do happen for you, but it's not necessary to teach you a lesson in the sense, I'm going to teach you a lesson. No, to show you who you are so then you can let go of everything that is stopping you from actually experiencing who you are. So it's not necessary to teach you a lesson, but to take you by the hand and help you get back home where you belong. I remember I am with my whole heart, yes. I love you. I love you. Thank you. Recommendations for parenting when child is not making the best choices. Is that a reflection? Well, that's a hard. How old is the child? Because there really are times in a parent's life, and again, I don't want you guys to think that I speak out of line because I don't have children, but there are certain things that sometimes as a parent, it's just like with everything in life, when you're too close to something, you can't see it very well because you're too close to it. And one of the things that parents have to realize is that you are just the vehicle to bring this child into the world, and that child has a journey of their own, and there's absolutely no way that any of us can control anybody else's journey. We can only hope for the best, and we can only pray and ask for divine guidance and send positive vibes and love and gratitude, and we can only help them energetically. But the more we try to tell them, don't do this, don't do that, the more they're going to do it, because this is how human existence is. This is how we are created, you guys. Why do you think Adam and Eve ate out of the apple of the tree of the good and evil? Because they were told not to. It's human nature. So whatever you tell somebody not to do, that's exactly what they're going to go and do. It's human nature. That's why you can't get rid of fear by thinking, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. No, because whatever you say, I don't want to think about that, that's exactly what you're going to be thinking of. Because if I tell you right now, don't think of a pink elephant, that's exactly what you're going to be thinking at, you see, because it's human nature. And we don't do it intentionally because we want to be antagonistic. We're doing it because that's the nature. So what I would suggest is let them. And what you could do for sure to change yourself energetically, to surrender to what is, and just give love, just be love, provide love, compassion, understanding, kindness, no matter what. And guess what's going to happen? They will change just because they will see the change in you. So that's the only way to do it. That's with everybody, not just with children, with everybody in the family. Yes, hard time forgiving others mean you have a hard time loving. But you don't have to forgive others. That's the point. The point is, it's a twist. We've been programmed to believe that we have to forgive others, but there are no others. There are no others. Who am I going to forgive if there are no others? When they actually came to show me what parts of myself I'm not loving yet, that's what they came for. They came to show me I'm not loving myself. Yeah, and now I'm upset with them. I'm having to forgive them. No, I'm grateful that they came into my life to show me what parts of myself I'm not loving. I have to forgive myself, on the other hand, for believing that these people came to hurt me. That's who I have to forgive. Me, myself. Oh, Gemini full moon, Lumina? Oh, there you go. Will you be opening sessions in the new year? What do you mean by that, Lumina? Let me know. I don't think I am. You mean like to do lives or what? Okay, I'm going back to the bottom. Forgive yourself and love yourself. That's it. And love yourself unconditionally. Give yourself the love that you did not receive as a child, the love that you wanted to get as a child. Did you want to be told, I love you? Tell that to yourself. Did you want it to be told you are beautiful? Tell that to yourself. Did you want to be told you can do no wrong? Tell that to yourself. And I'm going to give you a little mantra that Mother Ayahuasca gave me on my first ayahuasca ceremony back in 2020. Oh. She said, tell yourself, well, she told me that, but she said, whenever you feel down, just tell yourself these words and then tell others these words. She said, whenever you feel like people need a hug, go give them a hug and tell them this. And she said the following words: you are perfect. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You can do no wrong. I love you. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You can do no wrong. I love you. Tell that to yourself. And you see how you're going to feel when you do that. Because that's exactly what you needed to hear as a child. If there is a spouse that is difficult and very negative, how can you deal with that? Don't ask me, because I'm going to say leave them. No, there are other ways to. It's so much better on your own. Sorry, everybody. I swear to God, I don't know if there's people who have gone through this journey, and it's just so wonderful, so wonderful. But at the same time, I totally understand the desire to have intimacy and to have partnership and to play together. God, that's the only reason why I would ever want to be with someone again. So we can play, just play, play life, not do things, build things, struggle, no, just play. So here's what I say. Remember that quote from, who said it? Might have been Einstein, but don't quote me on it. He said, it was Wayne Dyer. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Okay, now let's dissect this. You're looking at your husband now and you say, maybe not yours, let's just say you in general, not you, but you're looking at your husband now and you say, he's being difficult. Here I am, I'm on this spiritual path and I'm doing work on myself and I'm trying hard to be better and do better and be more loving and more positive and all, but he's being negative, he's being difficult, okay? And of course, because I haven't completely healed myself, I still get aggravated by it, because if you were healed, you wouldn't be aggravated by it. So what you do is this: you shift it, kick it into the 7th gear of crazy. This is my favorite thing of doing this because here's the thing: we are so programmed to look at life in a realistic way. Oh, but that's not true, well, guess what? You can make up everything you want. Make it up. And when you decide that the universe is conspiring in your favor, that means even this relationship with a spouse who may be negative could be regarded as the universe conspiring in your favor, which means when you change the way you look at things, instead of looking at him whenever he does something that may not be copacetic with your energy, you may, and you in the past were accustomed, it was a pattern for you to say, oh, he's just being negative. Oh, there he goes again, right? Stop before you do that. Break that pattern. Break that pattern. And that before you speak those words with your mind, you say, the universe is conspiring in my favor. Thank you, Kimber. Appreciate the rose. Thank you so much. The universe is conspiring in my favor. So now, instead of reacting to what he's saying, and even if you don't necessarily react verbally, but in your heart, you're reacting, but you convince yourself that the universe, whatever he's doing it to help you. Don't respond to anything. Just pretend it didn't happen. Let him be. Let him be. He's not getting out of you what he used to get out of you, you see, because he's doing it to get something out of you. Because there's a pattern that you guys have built in your lives, right? And this pattern, hi Lisa, good to see you. Thank you for the roses. Thank you. I love you. Does it make sense, finding bliss? So the moment you identify this pattern and you interrupt it, that's basically when you are tapping into another reality from the multiverse. And what does the quote say? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. What does this really mean? When you change the way you look at things, you shift into another reality from the multiverse. That's what you're doing. When you change the way you look at things, the way you look means the way you think, the way you see, the way you speak, the way you feel, and the way you act. When you change the way you look at things, means you shift into another reality of the multiverse, another one of the infinity of realities that you exist in. Guess what? In that reality where your energy is completely different, is at peace, is in surrender, is in the knowing that the universe conspires in your favor. The people you encounter are not the same people. They may look the same, but they're not the same. So when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. That means your husband from last week is not the same husband from the week from next week if you start shifting. When you start shifting, you end up into a different reality, and in that reality, there's different people. They look the same, but they're not act the same. So there you go. That's a massive tip for you, finding bliss. Let me know how it works out. I cannot wait. Hey, everyone. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Whoa, Nelly, I've been on for about 3 hours, Lisa. I would love to have you over, but geez, Louise, it's 1:20 in the morning in Romania. I should be going to bed. I'm surprised my mother didn't come knocking in the door to say, what are you doing so late? The universe is conspiring. That's it. Your universe is conspiring in your always. Just know it, always. Thank you, Kimber. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. You're such a beautiful mirror. Thank you. Well, Ilmaz, I am only beautiful because you are beautiful, beloved. Thank you for the words about the partnership and just to play. That's it. Yeah, yeah. Listen, see, that's the other thing. We're so programmed and so conditioned to believe that we need to be married, we need to this, we need... No, we don't. We don't. We must complete ourselves first. We are complete as we are. As we are, we must see that. We must see that. And then when we get there, we're like, ooh, show me how fun it can be. And hey, you know what? I'd love to travel the world with a wonderful man who can, you know, hold the door open for me, and we'll climb mountains together, and we'll go to ashrams together, and we meditate together, and we play together, and all this stuff. I would love to do that, but not because I need something, not because I can't do it on my own. No, I want that space that we share together. I want to keep quiet together. I want to eat together. I want to speak together. I want us to be aligned. I don't want us to have anything to prove to one another. I would never be with anyone who hasn't healed himself, or at least has done the majority of their healing, because I don't want to babysit anybody anymore. Nor does a healed man would not want to do that. You see, once you have passed that threshold of the need to be seen, or the need to prove, or the need to hide something, or the need to, defend something, you're free. You're absolutely free. And the only thing that you can do with your time is to play at that time, you see. Yes, thank you, Ilmaz. Awesome. Connection, yes. It seems as we have grown apart. Well, I'll tell you, Finding Bliss, that's exactly what happened in my marriage. And sometimes these things happen. And okay, I'm going to give you another, if you're still here, I'm going to give you another, something that I've applied in my life several times, and it works like a champ. And it's very non-reactive, and it's very kind. It's very kind. So here's what in fact, this is exactly what I did when my ex and I were growing apart. I was trying. I hired coaches. I hired psychologists. Everybody was like, "Oh, you guys got to get together on these sessions, because you can't just coach one person." He didn't want to do that. So, oh, whatever is between us, we can fix it ourselves. Well, we couldn't. I couldn't. I tried, but we couldn't. So I said, well, in this case, something has to happen, because I didn't want to continue that way. I also didn't want to be the one asking for a divorce, because I kind of thought, what if I'm wrong? What if there's something I'm not seeing? What if this? What if that? So I was in this kind of like a dilemma, you see. So I said, okay, let's do this instead. Instead of me deciding what happens and how it happens, I'm going to say this. At that time, that was end of 2018, when I actually went through a Tony Robbins event called Date with Destiny that broke me open. I cried like you couldn't. I cried. And I wrote a letter to the universe. I didn't have God in my life at the time, but I did think that there was an energy, a power. So I wrote a letter to the universe, and I said, "Dear universe," and I invite you to learn this letter, maybe write it down or something, and just not exactly word for word, but very close. And I said like this: "Dear universe, thank you, because I'm not asking. I thank, because I come from a place of gratitude, and I've done this all my life. I came from a place of gratitude. This is how I always manifested in my life. I never asked for anything. I thanked for it. So I said, thank you for bringing joy into my life." See, I didn't have joy because I wasn't being seen. I wasn't being heard. I wasn't being appreciated. It was just... So I'm sure he had the same things, because we really grew apart. So I said, "Dear universe, thank you for bringing joy into my life. And if it means that my husband and I will not remain together, make it so he goes away and I don't have to move a finger." That was in December of 2018, and in February of 2019, my husband met somebody, and in May, we declared quits. We called it quits. And I've done the same exact thing with several very, very important things in my life. And within 2-3 months, they all materialized. I didn't know how they're going to happen. It didn't matter to me. None of my business. I couldn't care less. Dear universe, dear God, thank you for bringing joy into my life by removing this person from my life if it's not meant to be with me. And if you're doing that, make it so I don't have to move a finger. So there you go. There you have it. I gave you a massive, massive tool right now. But what do you think of the influence of the nervous system, which has recorded automatic? We've been talking about it the whole time. This is a subconscious mind. Until you bring the subconscious into the conscious, it will run your life and you will call it fate. The only way you can change your nervous system is by breaking patterns of behavior which are caused by the subconscious programming. So that's how you do it. Finding bliss, do you get it? I cannot wait to hear about it. Don't say anything to anyone when you do it. Do not say, okay, this is a big one. Do not say a word. Let me know if you got it, Finding Bliss. This is important. Otherwise, I'll send you a message to make sure, because you can get this one messed up. Oh, you know what? I have to do something. I wonder if I can get on this other phone. I don't know if I have this app. I have to turn something on. I don't have it on here. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to take off and here shortly, because I gotta turn on my hot tub and I can only do it from this phone. So there I have it. So it's very, very important that you do not tell anybody what you're doing, because if you do that, don't do it until it's done. Until it's done. Do not tell anybody what you do. Just write the letter, okay? And you can burn it if you want to, but it doesn't matter what you do with it. Just make sure nobody finds it. And then do it as a prayer. Like, do it as a intention every day. When you wake up in the morning, maybe, whenever you remember. Don't make it as don't force it. Don't force it. Just do it with kindness. Do it with surrender. It's what you do it. You do it with surrender, not with, oh, I want it to happen. Do it with surrender, because you are in the hands of the divine all the time. You just express what you're looking for right now in the very moment. You're looking for joy in your life. That's it. Okay, I'm going back to the bottom. Much gratitude. Thank you, Ashley. Lisa, living the dream. Okay, guys, thank you so much for all you share. You are a blessing. Thank you, Kimber. But what do you think of the... Okay, I already did that. Yes, that's it, Lisa. He goes away and you don't have... That's why this... And I've done it with several things. I've done it with several things in my life. Whatever you want to remove from your life, without any drama, without any trauma, without anything that you are not interested in inviting in your life, just say, dear God, dear universe, thank you for bringing joy into my life. And if this means removing this person from my life, please let them go without me having to move a finger. And that's it. That's it. Wow, you guys are good. Thank you. Oh, wow. Sacred play, I want to be me. Yes, yes, yes. You are you. You just have to remove all the fears, all the limiting beliefs, and all these little childhood traumas we have going on. And then you can see that you can see your true self, because only when you... What did Jesus say? Know yourself, so that when you are known, when you know yourself, you will be known. Because until you know yourself, your true self, you are not known. Because everybody else who knows you, they don't know you. Because you put a mask with everybody. That's what we do. We put masks constantly. I've done it all my life. Nobody knew me. For people from my past life, my past life as in before I was born again, let's call it, not in a religious way, they say to me, Carmen, you changed. I don't recognize you. I'm like, yeah, I'm not the same person. What do you expect? And they're like, wow. Some of them stay and some of them go, and I invite them to go, and it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. There's no problem with it. You're going to lose a lot of people. You're going to lose family, friends. You're going to lose business. You're going to lose a lot of stuff. Books. Go to my playlist called Books, and you're going to find some really, really good books there. I read thousands of books, but I'm only recommending certain ones that actually made some massive changes within me. So that's what you're going to find in there. Yep. How can I remember that? Yes, you do your shadow work, Moonlight. Absolutely, you have to do your shadow work. Oh, hello, lucky me. I love it. Hold the frequency of gratitude. Yes. Oh, coaching sessions. You know, I have not done coaching in, I think the last time I coached was in, oh, well, I've been doing some coaching, just private, just, and without charge. I haven't charged for coaching in more than 4 years, probably. Because the reason why I stopped coaching is because I realized how deep the journey is, and I realized that I can only take somebody as deep as I have gone. So I said, well, I'm not going to wing it, and I'm not going to mess with people's lives. So I said, I'm going to back off of coaching. I backed off of officially coaching, but I have a lot of close people who have walked with me the path, who reach out constantly, and we talk for hours on the phone. And even there's people who are advanced on their journey. Like, I'm not going to take you from, the only time I'll spend time with somebody right now is if they're just stuck on something, but they have already gone past the levels of life happens to me, life happens for me. So if they haven't yet understood and embodied the concept that life happens for them, I'm not going to work with them, because this is something that only they can decide. I can't make someone change their mind on that. That's something that has to come from within. And guess when that comes? That only comes when you reach rock bottom. Nobody changes because you try to inspire them or you try to motivate them. Nobody. They only change when the pain of staying where they are becomes more powerful than the pain of change. Until that, they're not going to change. So again, I've done it. I've worked with people. People reach out to me constantly via messages. I do want to do coaching sessions where I'll do, like we have a live where everybody has to come up with their questions and stuff. Like I can do group stuff. Here's my thinking. I'll tell you, Lumina. I became so much. I love myself so much, not in a selfish way, of course, but I love myself so much that I promise myself not to burden myself with commitments, because this is what I've done all of my life. I've committed. I went, the extra mile. I be above and beyond, and I was so proud of it, and so, I'm just so great, and so this and so that, and I overdid it, and I bent over backwards, and and you know what? I promised myself I'm not going to do that to myself again. So if it happens that we cross paths and I can help you breaking, whatever blockage you have, I'll be more than happy to do it. But, and I know, if you have questions, you can always reach out. I hope I answered the question. Thank you. I don't charge. Like I don't do anything for money. I don't do anything for followers. I don't do anything. I don't have an agenda. I just love to talk. That's my only agenda. And I just love to share my story, and you guys are actually listening. I pinch myself. Oh, keep it quiet, Carmen. You're going to wake up your mother. Absolutely, life is happening for us. I agree. Thank you. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. 3:33. Is it? Oh my goodness, 3:33 in the States, in California, right? Or in Arizona? You're in Arizona or in California? I can't remember. Okay, guys. Um, so Lumina, just reach out with a message and we'll go from there. Is the book list on TT or a different? No, it's right here on TikTok. If you go to right above my videos, there's a tiny little link, like there are a lot of links where all my playlists are, and one of them is called books, and I put there, I turn them into little videos so you can just see where they are, and they're really good books that will help you break through many things, many things. Washington 333. Buonanotte. Okay, Adria. Edri Vieira. Mosh Nikolai. Okay, Mosh Nikolai is here. I love hearing you talking. Thank you, Ilmaz. Where are you from, Ilmaz? Your name sounds Turkish. Lisa's living the dream. Cali, yes. Cali, I thought so. And we love to hear you. You are the light. You are the light. I love you, Lisa. I love you so much. I love you guys. God, I can't believe you guys are still here hanging out. I'm just so happy. Life, yeah. Everything is possible, everyone. Everything. Everybody follows Lisa, please. Everybody follow everybody. I pinch myself right now. Let me do it actually physically because I cannot believe the amount of light, pure light that is in this audience right here, right now, in this group right here, right now. Gosh, unbelievable. Lisa's living the dream. Follow each other, you guys. Follow Lisa. Follow people that I know. I know that Ilmaz. Oh, he has a wonderful, wonderful channel as well. Moonlight Magic, Finding Bliss. Please, guys, follow each other because I will tell you something. We are maintaining this algorithm, and whatever. You know that theory that I have that high tide raises all boats. There's a few people in this world who have gone really, really deep on their journey, right? Some of them talk about it, some of them don't. Most of them don't because not everybody, because this is how this journey is. I was there too. I was borderline given up on the matrix, completely walking away from being in the matrix and just becoming a monk, becoming just secluded for the rest of my life, not wanting to talk to anybody. It was this close. I was this close. And then I realized, nah, I don't want to do that. I actually do enjoy life. I actually love to dance. I love to speak. I love to hang out with people. I do. I really do. I can actually return to the matrix. I had trouble returning to the matrix. But then when I actually realized that the matrix is benevolent, I'm like, are you kidding me? Let's rip into it, baby. Let's see how fun we can make it happen. So we raise each other's consciousness one by one. We're holding hands as we speak. That's why I'm inviting you to commingle your energies with each other and follow each other and communicate with each other, because this is how the high tide raises all boats. That's why somebody made a post. She was so cute. I can't remember her name, but she said, I can't believe this. She said, I've been working on myself for 6 freaking years. And you're looking at some of these young people right now, 25, 30 years old, and they all have Christ consciousness. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I've worked so hard, and these people in 1 year, they already got it. Yes, this is exactly how it happens, you guys. I don't feel bad that I've already done the freaking work. But just know that you're coasting on it. Everybody's coasting on it. Yes. Human resources. Yeah. Logan, thank you, Logan. Thank you so much. From Finland, Arcturus. Oh, you're an Arcturian. Tulipalo, Arcturus. Thank you, Lisa. I can feel the energy coming off the screen. It's hitting my second chakra. Woo! You're grounding yourself right now, shiny, happy person. And you know that there's absolutely nothing that you're missing and absolutely nothing that you need to be worried about. And so it is. Good healthcare system in Romania. I think so. Turkish roots based in Germany. Yay, I knew Ilmaz was a Turkish name. Cool, thank you. Petra, we have a very good medical system. Everything is a lot cheaper than in the States. If you're in reaching out from the States, dental, no comparison, and high end, like everything is super sophisticated. So I think so. Like I couldn't tell you for sure because my mother is actually quite healthy. She goes to a doctor once a year or whatever. Like she's not a doctor person. She just takes some things for her heart just to keep her, I don't know exactly why. And other than that, she just takes supplements, like natural supplements. I, don't intend to have any run-in with the health care. I had a back issue because I had an accident in February and I had lumbosciatic. I had a herniated disc and I had to have an MRI here in Romania, and to be honest, it took a little longer to get the results, but I don't care. I actually got better before I got the results. So yeah, for sure, there's a really good healthcare and a lot cheaper than anywhere else. I guarantee you. Nettie. Thank you for following. Thank you so much. She didn't know if she followed me, but I guess she was supposed to. Arkansas Bible Belt. Oh gosh. Oh well. It is what it is, right? That was your journey. That's where you had to go through. I like the hand movement. Yes. I will tell you something actually. It's very interesting because I told you I had a Sophia awakening on the 15th where I had no idea. I mean, I thought there was just, Kundalini awakening, raising the Kundalini energy, but which is the Christ energy. But there's the Sophia energy too, which I just learned about because I had her cross me like a thunderbolt, like that, like my entire body just went, and I just knew, I understood the frequency, I understood the meaning of the Sophia coming through me and the merger between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I had this happen just on November 15. So ever since, I've had so much energy flow through my body, like toroidal fields. I can feel them. And just today, actually, I did some electrokinetic work. I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, I'm feeling this energy in my body and I don't know what to do with it. Like it was like tingling and stuff. And he said, well, that's your energy. And so he gave me some exercises to do them. Wow, that was so intense. Like I was buzzing, like my whole body was buzzing. And then he was gonna, do you want me to do that? Because you know how ChatGPT, would you like me to do that now? No, I can't do it anymore. Like I really needed to relax and just revel in that energy. So yeah, this is what I'm guided to do, just to use my hands to transmit energy. I'm a transmitter. I'm just a transmitter. I'm just a conduit. I'm not doing anything. I'm simply allowing the energy to go through me. I'm not taking credit for anything, you guys. Please understand that. I'm not a healer. I'm not a teacher. I just got out of the way and let the divine presence within me play as me. That's it. That's what I'm doing. Other awakenings. There's so many awakenings. Like in fact, I was thinking about, God, I was thinking about writing how many awakenings I've had so far. Because look, awakenings are not necessarily awakening to Christ consciousness. Yeah, people say I'm awake. I'm awake because what? Because I figured out that the political parties are basically one and the same bird, left wing, right wing. That's an awakening. But there you go, whoa, what did Jesus say? The truth will set you free, but it will first disturb you, right? So what does it mean to disturb you? It means that you find some things that you go, holy crap, I didn't realize that this is what life is like, you know? So yeah, so it comes one after the other, one after the other. It was unbelievable. I yelled and nobody reacted. You are a healer for sure. I'm not a healer. No, I'm just a conduit. You heal yourself. Nobody, I can't heal anybody. I can't. Even Jesus, he couldn't heal anybody. They had to believe in their own healing. And what he did, he became the conduit between the divine energy, the God, right? Let's call it God for all practical purposes. Jesus was the conduit between that person and God. All he did was lay hands, and the energy came into the left hand and out through the right hand. One received, then the other one gives, you see. But all he did is he got out of the way. He was not, Jesus. He was Christ in those moments. So I'm not Carmen. I'm the conduit in those moments. That's what's happening. Well, guys, I think, thank you. Thank you, shiny, happy person. Thank you. Big topic about feminine and masculine harmony in the body. Yes, actually, it's coming to surface right now. The Sophia consciousness was basically the spark of the divine within us, the spark of light within us, merging with a Christ consciousness is bringing us in harmony with the cosmic universe, and that's how we actually get to remove all these filters of perception, and see the truth. And what we do basically, the Tao that can be spoken is not the Tao. And it's very hard to explain, or to quote Alan Watts, is trying to explain God is like trying to bite your own teeth. And that's why one of the videos that I posted recently has to do with a mountain, because I had a series of synchronicities in which my dad showed up and said that I still have to move a mountain, because there's an article in the newspaper where it said Badan Badan, with people like Badan you can move mountains. So that's our last name. And I kept that article all my life. And my dad showed up and said, I still have to move a mountain. And I'm like, what mountain do I still have to move? Because I've been moving mountains for 6 years with this shadow work and stuff. And it finally occurred to me, because I later had a conversation with my mother and we were talking about forgetting things. And I don't like my mother to think that she's forgetting things, because I don't want her to become self-conscious of the fact that she forgets, because becoming self-conscious will make her forget more. So what I want to do is to distract her attention from the idea that she's forgetting things, so she doesn't go into some mental disability that some people talk about. So we're trying to avoid those conversations. So what I said to her is, Mother, I forget all the time. I forgot all my life. I said, but what do I do when I forget something? And I said, what do you do when you forget something? She said, I turn around. You forget, you go into a room and you forgot, why am I here? You turn around and you remember. And she said, yeah, you taught me that, she said, because I taught her that many, many years ago. I think I was a kid when I taught her that. And I said, you turn around. Yes, that's what we do. We turn around. And then later on, I told this story to a couple of people from my life. And I told them how I talked to my mother and da 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 da. And then suddenly in a meditation, it clicked. The turning around is the answer, is the clue to the question about the mountain. My father told me that I still had to move a mountain. I didn't know, and I was the mountain. That was the answer that my father gave me. I was the mountain. But now, how do I move myself? And then my mother gave me the answer. Turn around meant I had to turn my focused attention away from the world, inward. In other words, the mountain doesn't move by moving it, by pushing it, by yanking it, by breaking it. The mountain moves by spinning on its own axle. The mountain moves exactly the way you would close your eyes because you don't need them, because you don't want to look outside anymore, but looking with your third eye inward to see who you truly are. And now you're not seeing the world through your own eyes, you're seeing the world through God's eyes, because you are God. That's where you're going to. That's where you're going to. I just planted a seed there for you guys. I climbed the mountain too. That's what my whole 6 years journey was, climbing the mountain. But it's spinning it, it's turning it around, it's spinning it on its own axle. Shadow, thank you. Babs, yes. Much love and blessing. Love you, woman. I love you, Lisa. Okay, kiddos, I think it's time for me to go. It's already 2 o'clock at night. I know I've been a little bit off with my jet lag and stuff. I can't quite adapt yet, but it's going to happen. And it is. If it isn't, it's fine. So I'm going to let you guys go. I hope to see you maybe tomorrow night or whenever that happens. I appreciate you all being here. I love you all so much. Please reach out to me with any questions. Shiny, happy person. So much has shifted in my own internal world since finding you a few weeks ago. I cannot tell you how happy I am to hear this. I cannot tell you how happy I am, because I love to talk, but for me to actually impact someone's life, thank you, Moonlight Magic. I pinch myself, so I appreciate when you say it, because it keeps me going. It tells me, might as well, if you like to talk, might as well go over there and let people feed off of these words, because they're enjoying the meal. So let's do it, kiddos. I love you. I love you all. I'm going to let you all go. I've been on for like 3 hours or so. Thank you. I appreciate you. And reach out if you have questions, please. Thank you all. I love you. Good night. And we'll see you soon.